Well, I am back from looking at everything again, and all I can say is that I feel like I've been away for too long, so I don't really have a clue. Obviously, there are the obvious suspects like Kyo or whatever his name is. But I'm not too sure. Skills. I really don't know. I have 7 points, I guess. So what should I choose? And that's it. Let's begin, cause I don't know. Damn it. Oh well.
Now then, let's begin with the basic explanation of the class trial. During the trial, you'll present your arguments for who the culprit is and vote for who done it. Vote correctly, and only the blackened will be punished. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will graduate from this academy. Also, refusing to vote will result in your death. So you better vote for someone. Now, smiles, everyone! It's showtime! Let's get this crazy awesome trial underway!
Sorry, everyone. I don't think I'm gonna be much help this time.
I mean, me neither.
Because of Monokuma's disruptions, I couldn't do a thorough investigation.
Interesting. Okay.
I can tell Monokuma is overcompensating to hide his self-consciousness.
Next time, spend less time fixing your hair and more time investigating, spaceman!
Shut up! I don't need to hear some comedy act from you two weirdos.
Okay.
Who did it?
Himiko's upset.
Who killed Angie and Tenko?
Kind of like the 2 closest friends. I'd be shocked if she was the one who did it, but anything's possible.
Do not let your emotions hasten your judgment. There may be 2 killers.
So, our other culprit might not be one of us here.
Huh?
What do you mean?
The transfer student.
Why are you talking like that?
Maybe our resurrected transfer student dragged Angie and Tenko into the grave.
Yeah.
Stop it! Stop making stuff up!
Say something, Shuichi. It'll be a mess if this keeps going on.
Yeah, Suichi, you're the ultimate detective. Steer this in the right direction. Is it even possible for a revived corpse to be the culprit? Well, in the interest of being thorough, I should clear things up here. I don't think that's a thing in this one. I think I forget everything.
This crime was committed by the recently deceased.
Okay.
They came back to life and killed 2 of our classmates.
Okay. No.
So, ritual did work?
No, it did not work.
Who was resurrected, I wonder?
Angie did say she was gonna bring Rantaro back.
Okay, I think...
Rantaro was resurrected.
Wait a sec.
The culprit is the late
sorry,
Rantaro
I didn't mean to do that. Oh gosh, that was...
Please, stop it!
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, sorry. Necromonicon is basically you have to burn the Necromonicon to ashes before. Yeah, so I think it's a Necromonicon. This isn't about believing in reviving the dead. I have to focus on their statements. Were all those statements correct? Okay.
This crime was committed by the recently deceased.
Okay.
They came back to life and killed 2 of our classmates.
No!
So, ritual did work?
It didn't work, but let me just...
Who was resurrected, I wonder?
Angie did say she was gonna bring Rantaro back.
Uh-huh.
Rantaro was resurrected.
No.
The culprit is the late Rantaro Amami.
Please, stop it!
Suichi, say so. Okay, sorry. I just wanted to look at it
This crime
again,
was committed
but
by
I'm
the
pretty
recently
sure.
deceased. They came back to life and killed 2 of our classmates.
No!
So,
No.
that's wrong!
I don't think Angie's ritual succeeded.
Yeah.
According to the Necronomicon Monokuma showed us, you have to burn the Necronomicon in the ritual.
After preparing the effigy, burn this Necromonicon to ashes. Use caution. Be mindful of carbon monoxide poisoning. Sprinkle the ashes on the effigy and repeat the name of the deceased 3 times.
If Angie's ritual had succeeded, the book would have been gone.
So she must have been
Exactly.
killed before the ritual was complete, since the book was still intact.
Thank you, Kibo.
Then, going to think Rantaro probably not culprit.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Interesting.
Well, duh. There's
Tsumagi,
no way a dead person could
suspicious right now.
resurrect.
It was but it might have just been her silliness being like, this is a guess, but I don't know.
Now hold on a second. I can't let that comment stand.
What comment?
Sure, everybody knows that you can't bring the dead back to life,
Mm-hmm.
but it's easy at the Ultimate Academy as long as you use the Necronomicon.
What are you talking about? There's no way that's possible.
But it's true. I never lie about motives.
Daddy said so he can't be wrong. Raising the dead is totally possible.
It's possible if we're like in this
Man,
virtual reality
I can't
world.
believe you guys wasted such a perfectly good motive.
Yeah.
You should have let me use it to bring Monodum back to life.
Monodum is still alive, though.
Yeah. What?
Just kidding. I wouldn't waste a resurrection on Monodum's corpse.
Oh? So resurrecting the dead was actually possible this whole time?
There's no way it's possible.
There's no way that could happen, idiots. Monokuma is trying to confuse us. Let's hurry up and find out who the Blackened is.
Uh-huh.
If our transfer student isn't the culprit, then blame falls to one of us.
Mm-hmm.
Who did it?
Step aside, Half Pint. I'll handle this. I don't know about Tenko, but I'm pretty fucking sure Kyo murdered Angie.
Okay.
What? Why?
Don't play dumb with me, creep show. I already know what happened.
I don't know. Tell me. Shine some light.
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie,
Okay.
and it was found in Kyo's research lab,
Yeah.
which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see.
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not
Uh-huh.
care about some katana.
Okay, I
Just
bet you
admit it, you
did.
shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom, broke in,
Broken.
murdered the fuck out of Angie.
There's no signs of anyone breaking in. The door was locked, but Kyochi opened it with the locking pick. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a fucking genius!
Okay, and then Kyochi's lockpicking. Can lock and unlock these from the front door with his lockpicking skills. We should think about it from the
The
beginning.
culprit used a katana to kill Angie, and it was found in Kyo's research lab, which
I don't
makes
know.
you, Kyo, automatically
I mean,
suspicious.
it does.
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see.
Okay.
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I
I
don't
did
know.
not care
Oh.
about some katana.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom, broke in,
Broken.
and murdered
Okay,
the
sorry.
fuck out of Angie.
Broken.
Yeah,
Okay, I think it's either the first one or the second. I'll go with
The
the one I
culprit
think
used
first.
a katana to kill
Um,
Angie.
It
It was bad research.
We'll just do this first. I don't know.
But anyone could have taken katana.
Yeah.
You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not care about some katana.
I doubt
Just
he did.
admit it, you
Actually, yeah.
shit-eating
True, true,
worm.
true.
You went to the class.
Okay, not that one. Okay. Whether Kyo had a key or not, Angie still would have let him into her lab. And from there, he could have pinned her down and murdered her just like that. Okay, I see. So, is it... Tsumigi's account then? Okay. Never mind, I was thinking about something entirely wrong.
The culprit used a katana
Okay.
to kill Angie.
Yeah,
And it was
okay then.
found in Kyo's
I
research.
see.
Automatic.
But anyone.
So that
Mm-hmm.
rusty guitar was the murder weapon. You were the only one.
You cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not care about.
About some katana.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom. Pin.
Okay.
That's wrong! No, Kyo would not have been able to enter Angie's lab.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Tsumugi?
Yeah. Before Angie locked herself up in her research lab, she said she wasn't going to open up for anyone but student council members.
Very
And
true.
Kyo is not a member. She wouldn't have opened the door for him.
Kyo couldn't have killed Angie even if he wanted to.
Why? Why is that?
I had no desire to kill her in the first place.
I mean, up to debate, but...
So whoever killed Angie must have been one of the student council members, yeah?
I was doing a bit to lead you to the right answer. Can't believe you actually got it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Stupid.
how clever.
You can just ignore her, Gonta.
The remaining student council members are Gonta, Kibo, Tsumugi, and Himiko.
Well, it can't be Himiko. She was besties with Angie.
I like how that's totally a lie on his part. He obviously knows that anybody could kill anyone for whatever reasons at that time. Truly.
I trust their friendship. You guys do too, right?
Yeah, of course.
No.
Can we trust their friendship so readily?
I mean, I don't know.
Obviously. Let's believe in them.
I love him.
That trims our
Honestly.
list of suspects down to 3. Gonta, Tsumugi, and Kibo.
Yep. The culprit is one of those 3 people.
You mean one of those 2 people? Because a robot ain't people, Jack.
I will let that remark slide. Anyway, aren't these accusations just a tad too hasty?
What ifs? The culprit should confess already. Gonta, Keyboy, or Tsumugi? Well,
No, not Gonta. Gonta would never kill Angie.
I believe in Gonta to the day I die, okay? So Gonta's not the one.
Gonta's a gentleman. You shouldn't suspect either of us.
Hey, stick up for me too.
Gonta definitely not hurt anyone. Torture Gonta if you don't believe.
Torture might be a bit too far, but Gonta and I aren't the culprits.
Why not? Gonta and you.
I'm not the culprit either. Jeez.
Were you guys
I'm
together?
the culprit.
Not the culprit.
Okay.
We must consider other
gentlemen.
possibilities. Surely there must be suspects
Gentlemen,
outside the
not
student
betray
council.
student council.
I don't
And do you
utterly
have an
impossible.
alibi for last night?
see.
A
Okay.
dead chick
Gonta
can't
and
be
Lily
the
talking to
culprit.
bug friends.
Why?
only
Much
student
better
council
than being
members
out
had
too late
access.
at night.
Uh-huh.
I don't know who
Okay.
Bug
that
friends of Kyo doubt Gonta.
is, but it's definitely
Is that a robophobic remark?
There were several suspicious statements, but one is obviously inconsistent. I'll listen carefully. Sort the statements in my head and answer the question.
Oh,
Okay.
Gonta is
Other
gentlemen.
possibilities.
I'm just gonna go.
Surely there
here.
must be suspects
Gentlemen,
outside the
not
student
betray
council.
student council.
That's utterly impossible.
A dead chick
Not just
can't be the
anyone can open
culprit.
that door.
Not just
Only
anyone.
student council members had access.
I don't know who the
I didn't know robots told such boring lies.
Okay, but this guy could still
Is that a
unlock.
robophobic remark?
So that might be the one. I'm gonna listen to Tsutsumigi after. Just to be sure, but I'm pretty sure
You
it's
must consider
Kyochi's
other possibilities.
one.
Surely there must be suspects
Gentlemen,
outside the
not
student
betray
council.
student council.
That's utterly impossible.
Uh-huh.
A dead chick
Not just
can't be the
anyone can open
culprit.
that door.
Why?
Only student council members had access.
But I mean that's true.
Look, I don't know who the
I
culprit
didn't know
is,
robots told such boring lies.
but it's definitely not
Is
me.
that a robophobic
Okay.
remark?
There's nothing for her. It has to be about Kyochi's lockpicking. I believe, yeah.
You must consider other
Gentlemen.
possibilities.
Yeah.
Surely there must be suspects
Gentlemen,
outside the
not
student
betray
council.
student council.
That's utterly impossible.
A dead chick
Not just
can't be the
anyone can open that
culprit.
door.
Why?
Only student council members.
Yeah.
I heard it.
I did hear it.
No, it wasn't just student council members that could have opened that lab door.
What was it you said earlier about Kyo opening the door, Shuichi?
What?
Unless you're a student council member, you can't enter Angie's lab, right?
I mean, obviously you showed everyone that you could enter, though.
I was referring to Kyo. He couldn't have done it, but you could have. Because I saw you open the classroom lock by picking it.
Though I doubt, like it's like it's one of those things that it's like if he really did it, I feel like no one else knew that he could pick locks. So there's really no reason for him to do it. To show everyone, yeah, I'm the culprit, right? Like, no, I don't think it's him. But yeah, that was he lies all the time. So Kochi pulled out some thin needles and stuck them into the keyhole of the lock. Click, click, click. Clack. There, open, says me.
Oh, that happened? I totally forgot.
He totally didn't.
So you're going to pretend you don't remember, huh?
Quit glaring at me like that. Of course I remember. Yeah, I did it. I killed Angie.
Right, okay. Ah,
Wait, what? What did you just say?
he's a riot.
I picked the lock to her lab, snuck
Stuck-
into the room,
and
and
then-
then wham! Killed Angie. The culprit was me, all along.
What?
What are you saying? Is this some kind of joke?
It is a joke, honestly.
No joke. I thought that if I confessed, I could atone for my sins.
Himiko's looking a little strange to me right now. I don't know why. I'm suspecting everyone, honestly. Like, there's no actual suspect, but...
And it helped. I feel so much better. Whew!
Wait, so Kokichi really is culprit?
Nah, I don't believe
No,
it.
he's lying. I think. Maybe.
That might have been one of the smartest things you said this entire game, honestly.
He's lying. I'm certain of it.
Yeah, he's lying.
No, definitely not a lie. I killed Angie. Shouldn't you guys believe the culprit when they confess?
Then let me ask you, culprit, how did you lock the room?
Huh? Well, it's the same as opening it. You pick the door closed from the outside.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Huh? What doesn't make sense? Can't you lock a door by picking it?
Maybe, but that's not how the culprit locked the room.
Yeah.
They used a different method.
What different method?
I'm assuming it has something to do with the gold shiny stuff on the katana, or like the lock, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, Mumbles. Use your big boy voice and explain yourself.
There were 2 doors to the classroom. and the one locked last was.
The back door? I don't know. Oh, is it this?
That's it!
Okay. I don't understand that.
The back door. That's how they made this a locked room mystery.
Mm-hmm.
The back door had a sliding lock, yes? How was it locked from the outside?
It can't
The
be.
culprit used a certain tool.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Okay. Great. What am I doing? Right? Yeah.
I see it! The gold leaf katana that was stabbed into Kaede's effigy.
Mm-hmm.
The culprit used that to hit the knob of the sliding lock to lock the door.
So the gold leaf was on the sliding lock
Because when the katana hit the lock, some of the gold leaf rubbed off on it. The gold leaf on that katana did peel rather easily.
Uh-huh. Wouldn't they still be inside? I don't get that, to be honest, but...
That evidence rings a bell. Specifically, a school bell.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Are you talking about a different school? What school was it?
Now, that doesn't matter anymore. Let's not dwell on the past.
I mean, yeah, the first game. I get that.
Ooh, the gold leaf landed on the sliding lock when the katana touched it. So that means the culprit used the katana to move the sliding lock, right? But wait, how did they move it with the katana? And from outside Angie's lab?
Yeah.
The
Question.
clue that might give us the answer is the layout of the area itself. It was an odd setup after all. Katana stabbed into the effigy. The effigies hung upside down.
So maybe they were on top?
Angie didn't do that as part of the ritual?
Okay.
Nowhere in the Necronomicon did it say you had to hang the effigies.
How would they be above the room, though? Like, I'm
If it
assuming.
was not part of the ritual, then it must have been for a different purpose, right?
Mm-hmm. What could that have been? The culprit somehow used the setup to lock the room. In that case, I need to know the reason behind every step of that setup. Yeah, I don't know. If I do that the way the culprit locked the room, should be clear. Psych taxi, okay. How do you do this again? Okay, great.
It connects! That's it. The reason the culprit stuck the katana into the effigy was so that it would hit the sliding lock as the effigy spun.
Effigy spun?
Which makes me think that they were probably like on top, but how would they even get there? Or maybe they were below if the underground connects there. I don't know.
That's right. If you spun the effigy, the rope it was hanging from would twist.
Uh-huh.
Then, if you let it go, the rope would unwind and the effigy would spin the other way. Of course, the katana would spin with it.
I see. So the culprit used the katana's counterspin to push the lock into place? The culprit simply needed to spin the effigy's rope, and then swiftly leave. This would cause the spinning katana to hit the sliding lock, and thus was the back door of an empty classroom locked from the inside.
So you're saying that they went out the back door and then let the effigy spin? I don't know. I don't know.
Yes, that's how Angie's lab was locked.
Okay.
By using the effigy with the katana.
A plan born from the heart of a sword traveling through the air to intercept us. Oh, but could it have moved the slide lock so easily?
I mean, yeah. It really just depends on if it hit the lock. If it didn't hit, then nothing
The
would have been
sliding
done.
lock was pretty loose. A little push could move it. As long as the spinning katana hit the lock, it would have slid into position.
Even if the culprit failed the first couple times, they could keep trying until it locked.
True.
Which is why the culprit chose to strike at nighttime, as to avoid detection.
Yes, since the student council prohibited anyone from walking around at nighttime.
Are you saying it's the student council's fault?
I mean,
I didn't say that.
In any case, the culprit probably used the murder weapon for this trick. It had to have been the right length to hit the sliding lock from the effigy.
The culprit couldn't find a blade long enough in my lab, so they settled for the katana.
The other effigies were only hung up so we'd think it was some kind of ceremony. That way, we wouldn't notice the lock trick.
true.
But Kokichi did say earlier that he could have picked the lock closed. I don't want to completely ignore that possibility. But I can't imagine the culprit would have done all this just for a distraction.
If that's the case, then Kokichi's confession earlier was actually...
Seriously? You fucking lied again?
Cough it up, Kokichi!
Oh, man. You guys got me. Okay, I'm not the culprit.
You're telling the truth this time, right?
I want to say I'm lying, but I'm not.
Why did you say you were the culprit?
I wanted to lure the culprit out. If I claimed to be the culprit, then the real culprit would agree as well. You get me? And if they pressured me to confess, then that would have looked mighty suspicious. Sheesh. Darn it. It didn't go my way because Shuichi butted in on my plan.
You and your fucking
I mean,
lies.
did
Go sit in the
Suichi
corner and play with yourself.
did Suichi notice something with that, or is he just stunned that he would even attempt something so idiotic, reckless, foolish? Gosh.
Okay, I'll start right now.
Okay.
All right. So, who's the asshole who set up this locked room mystery?
You. I can't hold it up anymore.
What's the matter? You going soft on me now?
Who made the locked room mystery doesn't matter, since anyone could have done it. Don't you even understand something as basic as that, you filthy cum dumpster?
Wow. Okay.
Dumpster! Finally! Someone finally called me a cum dumpster!
Wow. Calm down.
What should we talk about now?
We must focus not on the locked room, but on who entered Angie's lab. Only one of the student council members or Kokichi could have gained entry. Therefore, the culprit must be among their number.
That leaves us with four
Sounds
suspects.
likely.
Sumugi, Gonta, Kibo, and Kokichi.
Kokichi.
Don't
It
forget
actually is
Himiko.
Kokichi.
She's also a part of the student council.
Okay, yeah, she is.
Doesn't matter if she was besties with Angie, she's still a suspect.
Thank you for finally saying something sound.
That
Kokichi.
contradicts what you said earlier, which I can prove using my recording function.
You don't need it. We already
Fine.
heard him.
It's just a waste of time.
Me? A suspect?
Hey, why not?
I never kill Angie!
Okay, but what about Tenko?
So, calling all suspects, what should we discuss next? I want to hear everyone's opinion. What would you say to get yourself off the suspect list?
Why are you trying to lead the debate? You're a suspect too.
Silence, outsider. Only the suspect rangers are allowed to speak.
Suspect rangers?
I agree. Those under suspicion should explain themselves thoroughly.
I mean, sure.
We might catch them with their pants down.
Anyway, I want to ask the suspect rangers, what should we talk about? What should we say to get ourselves off the suspect list? Well, guys, I want to hear what you think.
That's sort of a difficult question, you know?
Why?
Gonta not smart enough to know answer to that.
Yes, it is difficult to formulate a logical response to that question.
Okay.
Not articulate with words, huh? Don't you guys want to prove your innocence?
They don't trust you one bit, and I don't blame them. You're probably plotting.
Why?
Okay, so yeah.
I want to know what happened to Angie too, but can we talk about Tenko's case now and not just Angie?
I got you exactly where I wanted, Himiko.
What do you mean?
The two victims could have been killed by two separate murderers, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to find the first Blackened responsible for the first victim. We gotta figure out who killed Angie. Until we solve Angie's case, Tenko's case is meaningless. Did you suggest that to waste our time?
It's not meaningless!
Himiko?
Tenko's death was meaningless? How dare you! Poor Tenko! How could you do this to her? Himiko.
Himiko, stop it with your crappy lies.
Lies?
Everything you said is total BS.
Okay, why? Tell
You
me.
didn't give two shits about Tenko when she was alive.
Okay.
But now you're like, oh no, poor Tenko, after she's dead. Come on, really?
Kokichi, enough!
No. It's okay. It's no surprise he'd think that. I know I ignored Tenko before. That's why I'm so upset now. I should have faced Tenko. Worked things out with her while she was still alive. And now, it's too late. I can't complain to her or thank her. It's too late.
Yeah, seriously. It's way too late to realize that now. Our only option is to face her death head on.
Yeah? Face her death?
Himiko, I understand what you're going through. So I'm gonna help you out. Let's work together to find the truth. I'm not gonna let anyone say her death didn't matter.
Kaito. Alright. I'll put a silencing curse on whoever calls Tenko's death meaningless. The name of the curse is Death Curse. Suppose being dead would silence someone pretty good.
That's true.
Listen up! All you guys are gonna help out too. Abandoning someone who died and only thinking about your own survival. That's just as bad as a hit and run! I won't forgive something so messed up!
Tenko was our friend. Gonta want to know why she died too.
Yeah, honestly, we probably couldn't finish this case.
That's so unnecessary. We're getting sidetracked here.
No, we probably have to figure out every single little detail to finish this case, though. Like,
No, even if it was a different culprit, we need to know how Tenko died. If we don't find out who killed her, we won't be able to work together. Not now, not ever. Even if this trial isn't for her, in order for us to survive, we need to get to the bottom of Tenko's death.
yeah.
Not just to survive this trial, but so we can keep going and live on!
Kaido.
Finally, you noticed. Jeez, you're so slow.
Huh? Did Kokichi want us to notice?
Don't listen to his crap. We haven't decided whether there were two different culprits yet.
Let us talk about Tenko's case then. Perhaps that will provide us a clue.
Yeah, maybe.
They're not wrong, but I don't mind going over Tenko's case. But that was an abrupt change of topic. Was that intentional?
So what do we talk about first?
For now, let's see if we can narrow down the list of suspects.
Crotch probably got killed during the seance, so everyone there's suspicious.
Honestly, I have a hard time thinking it was someone in the room, but yeah, I have a hard time thinking.
Crotch!
The people who attended the seance. Himiko and Kokichi. Right?
That's it! It was me, Kyo, Himiko, and Kokichi.
So those 4 are the culprits!
What? Not all of us are the culprits, okay?
Oh, Himiko's still culprit?
Well, that's probably just a coinkydink. The most suspicious out of the 4 is really
Who?
Kyo. He suggested the whole seance idea.
Probably, yeah.
True, I may have suggested it, but I explained the procedure beforehand, yes? If we all knew of it before the murder, then we are all equally suspicious.
Well, I suppose, but...
He knew the most, like...
In addition, the seance wasn't entirely in my control either. I was not the one who selected the room we performed it in. It was Himiko.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure... What's his name? Kyoichi? Whatever. He's opened like a loose board in the other room, so it's possible that no matter which room was chosen, the person could have performed the murder. So that's an idea. However, there are 3 empty rooms. Which one shall we use? And thank you for this flashback, because I probably wouldn't have remembered this. The middle room. The middle room's always best for stuff like this. Well, very well. I shall begin the preparations at once.
Oh, right.
Also, we should not limit our suspects to only those who participated in the seance. The empty room had a point of entry from outside, you see.
A point of entry from outside he must be referring to. Is he talking about the board or that corner? Right there?
There!
Yeah, okay. See, 2 guesses. I don't need
You're
more than
talking
2.
about under the floor, right? Huh? Under the floor?
Yeah.
Yes, there's a crawl space under the floor a person can move through. There was also a hole that connected it to the neighboring room.
If the culprit used the hole, they could have entered and exited the seance room.
If we consider that possibility, then there is another suspect.
Another suspect? Who?
It's appearing before me.
What?
Oh, I can see it clearly. The true identity of Tenko's killer.
Probably not that easy, but tell me what you think. Tell me who you think it'd be.
The
Is it
culprit
Kibo's
sneaked in during the
flashlight?
seance. By crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
I mean, Kibo could. That's
because
true.
it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
You mean candle?
I mean, Kibo's flashlight function.
So you literally
Now
said that.
hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor and
Uh-huh.
sneak into the empty room during the seance.
I said hold on a second.
Say
He used
something,
his
boy.
robot functions to commit the murders.
Hold on a second.
It's true that with a little light you can move around under the floor, but is that
The
possible?
culprit sneaked in during the seance. By crawling.
Okay, sorry. Let me look at all this. Hole in the corner. A hole that was in the corner of the room the seance was held in. There's a space on their floor so you can see what was dropped here. He can emit a blinding light from his eyes. The loose floorboard right below Tenko was not loose before the seance.
Under the floor.
That is very true. Let's do the cage
It
child.
was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
And how would
Because it wasn't dark under the floor.
Okay, but how would they
You
kill
see,
her still?
Our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
I mean, Kibo's flashlight function.
Huh? Now hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor and sneak into the empty room during the seance.
I said, hold on a second.
He used his robot functions to commit the murders.
Should I go for
Hold on a
kills?
second.
Kills one? Probably.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance
Let's try this one first,
by
yeah.
crawling under the floor.
Okay.
But it was pitch black during the seance.
I feel like you
How could they even
can't
see if they were under the floor?
you can't get into the room
Because
with
it wasn't
light
dark
though.
under the floor.
Like, bro, how do you
You see, our villain
Okay, no, it's not that one. With the room as dark as it was, one would need a light, no? Or are you denying my entire theory? Either way, your evidence is lacking.
I was wrong.
I'm
the
thinking,
culprit
but
sneaked in.
we're
You see,
just gonna use all of it.
villain.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So, I think I had the right idea, because I think it would have been too bright.
I don't think the culprit could have used a light while under the floor.
Yeah, I just didn't know which to use to explain that, I guess. But
There was a hole in the corner of the room.
yeah.
If a light were used, it would have leaked through and we would have seen it.
True. Yeah.
But when we did the seance, the room was definitely pitch black.
So a light was not shined under the floor, which means you cannot claim I am the culprit.
Jeez, here I thought this would be the case where the murder could only be done by a robot.
Okay.
You have accused me of being the culprit more than once now, simply because I am a robot.
Yeah, it's robophobic. Great. God.
My status as a robot does not mean I am capable of performing superhuman feats. My vision is somewhat poor, and I only possess average physical strength and intelligence.
All right, you made your point. God, now I feel sort of bad for you.
I neither want nor need your pity.
Enough with the flashlight! It's way too bright!
It would have been difficult to move around under the floor in that pitch black darkness. Maybe the floor and the hole have nothing to do with this case.
I doubt that.
Then why was floorboard under Tenko lined up funny? Going to think that was so culprit could stab Tenko from under floor.
I don't think so. I don't know if it's possible.
Ooh, nice observation, Gonta. Are you finally getting used to the class trials?
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Don't say it like that. You're better off not being used to this kind of stuff.
Maybe they marked Tenko with glowing paint and looked for that. That'd let the culprit find her. Then they could stab her through the floorboards.
But it was the back of her neck. She would have had to been lying down, right?
Boy, that sounds really familiar too. But I'm just gonna ignore it.
Her corpse didn't have any trace of glowing paint, though.
Oh, yeah. So then why was that
What?
floorboard loose?
Okay.
The loose floorboard was the one under Tenko, right?
Uh-huh.
If the culprit used it while she was still alive, she'd totally notice.
Unless Tenko had to have done something there. Like, there's no way she couldn't have been involved in this somehow.
Who fucking cares? Fussing over that won't get us closer to the culprit!
We shouldn't dismiss this line of inquiry, however.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of butting our heads against this, how about we concentrate on another issue?
What other issue?
Perhaps first, we should figure out how and when exactly Tenko was killed.
When? So not during seance?
Tenko was in the metal cage for the whole seance, wasn't she? How could
Mhm.
someone have gotten to her there?
Maybe the culprit killed her before she went under the metal cage.
No.
That's not possible. She was alive at that point.
Yeah, I would have to say not possibly either. Like, bro. This is the point of no return, Tenko. After this point, you mustn't speak. The next time you open your mouth, it'll be Angie speaking through you. Understood. I will not say a word until the seance is over.
Yes, she was unmistakably alive when the seance began.
Yeah.
That was right before we blew out the candles. But when the light came back...
Yeah, there was blood already.
The floorboard was removed at that point, so it's likely she was already dead then.
So she was killed when the room was dark?
But she was inside Cage, right? Going to think it impossible to kill her then.
Yeah.
She wasn't killed when the room was dark. It was a different time.
How?
A different time?
How the fuck should I know? You figure it out, shitheads. Huh? Since Gonta said it was impossible, I'm proposing an alternate theory. Now hurry up and think! If you want to make my golden brain tingle, start circle jerking your lipstick brains!
Wow.
When
Okay, sorry. Let me look at all of these.
Tenko
Okay.
got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It
Uh-huh.
could not have been done at any other time.
Yeah.
She was under the cage the whole time. And she was
I
dead
mean-
when the cage was lifted.
Okay.
What about moment Cage was lifted?
Ooh, like that.
When Cage lifted, culprit stabbed Tenko real fast.
No.
So fast, no one saw.
Oh my!
So who lifted the cage?
Himiko.
It was me.
She
Then
maybe.
obviously Himiko is the culprit!
There's no doubt.
Why are you like this? Tenko not being killed during the seance. That might not be possible, but there's no evidence for it.
When Tenko got killed,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time,
I believe that.
and she was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment Cage was lifted?
Ooh,
I
like
think
that.
maybe I disagree with that one.
When
I'm not
Cage
sure.
lifted, culprit
We'll
stabbed
come back.
Tenko real fast. So fast, no one saw.
Yeah, not happening.
Oh my!
So who lifted the cage?
It was me.
Can you
Then
calm
obviously
down?
Himiko is the culprit!
Himiko, I don't agree with
There's
that.
no
Hmm.
doubt.
What about
Moment
Cage was lifted?
Okay,
That's wrong!
I got it.
No, it wasn't possible to kill her the moment the cage was lifted. Because the inside of the white cloth had Tenko's blood on it. That cloth was removed before the cage was lifted.
True.
If Tenko was stabbed then, there wouldn't be blood on the cloth.
What? But how could my golden brain be wrong when it felt so right?
The only possibility is that Tenko was killed during the seance.
I got your remodel right
Okay.
here!
Why are you arguing with me? I think I might have to.
No, it's still wrong to think that Tenko was killed during the seance.
What?
I'm gonna prove it right now. My golden brain is gonna go all out!
Show me what you got.
Tenko died after the seance. It happened when the sheet was lifted. That was the moment the culprit chose to stab the fuck out of Tenko through the cage. They stuck the thin blade through the gaps, and that clean white sheet got stained blood red.
But the weapon was a sickle. Only the blade could have fit through the gaps.
The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko,
It wouldn't have been long
sitting in there
enough.
with her neck all exposed. She wasn't that far from the cage's gaps. In which case, the person who lifted the sheet is the culprit, and that's none other than Kyo!
Yeah.
Sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
Okay, whatever.
I'll cut through your words.
Thank you.
Wait just a minute. Tenko wasn't sitting down inside the cage. She was bent over with her forehead against the marker stone.
Yeah, it's really
And the
hard
cage
to
itself
think.
was about 3 feet tall. The sickle's blade was too short to reach Tenko while she was in that position.
Then I messed up again? How could this happen? I am so embarrassed.
She's been messing up this entire trial.
Praise you.
isn't it?
Everyone already knows you're an embarrassment to the human race.
Yeah, no worries.
Wow, even Gonta's like,
Embarrassing.
you've been too stupid during
If
this
Shunichi
entire
is right,
play.
then it's impossible for Tenko to have been killed.
She couldn't have been killed during the seance since she was in the cage, right?
She couldn't have been killed during the seance since she was in the cage. I don't agree with that.
If she was killed then, the cloth over the cage would have been pierced.
True, but there was blood inside the cloth. Thus, she was killed during the seance.
Not during the seance or from below the floor. Then it's impossible, isn't it?
Yeah, for a living person.
Huh?
Oh my gosh.
What if Angie's spirit killed Tenko?
What are you talking about? That's not possible.
We don't know that. Some things are impossible for a human, but not for a spirit.
Don't say stupid stuff like that. Screw spirits.
Stop that now.
Angie's spirit killed Tenko? Why?
Himiko?
Why would Angie's spirit kill Tenko?
What if Tenko killed Angie, and then Angie's spirit came back for revenge?
Like I said, that's impossible. Spirits can't be culprits.
Then explain how the culprit killed Tenko under these impossible circumstances.
There's always a way. There's a way.
Well,
Suichi, tell him!
See? You can't explain, can you?
Suichi!
Only a spirit could have done
wait. I know. What if the culprit was hiding inside the cage? If they were in there, they could have stabbed Tenko during the seance.
It might sound stupid, but he might have a thing going right there.
No, if there was someone else in the cage, we would have
I agree
noticed.
with Kaito. The culprit could have been inside the cage.
You do?
Nonsense. There was no space in the cage for the culprit to hide.
Maybe the culprit wouldn't need to hide in the first place.
Yeah, she's saying that maybe it was Tenko.
What?
Also, the culprit could have killed her in the cage at any time. I think you know what I'm getting at.
I
right?
mean, I know, I get it. The they she's referring to is... What we're talking about. I already know. Yeah, confirm, right?
I believe Maki is referring to Tenko herself.
What did you say?
Are you saying Tenko is the culprit?
She committed suicide.
Mhm.
Suicide?
If she committed suicide, it would explain a lot of things we couldn't figure out. She volunteered to be in the cage and then stabbed herself during the seance. It wouldn't matter how dark the room was.
But the sickle she was stabbed with was under the floor, right?
Uh-huh.
If Tenko had stabbed herself, wouldn't the sickle still be inside the cage?
Oh my god. You actually said something smart.
Wow.
Perhaps that explains why the floorboard was removed. After stabbing herself with the sickle, she threw it underneath the floor.
So she took off the floorboard to get rid of the sickle?
Yes, that makes sense to Gonta.
Well, it doesn't make sense to me. There's no reason for Tenko to commit suicide.
Maybe I wasn't too far off with the theory I had earlier. You know, about Tenko killing Angie.
Yeah?
Because Tenko and Angie were fighting for your attention, right?
Hey, Angie, when did you brainwash Himiko?
Tenko's pent-up frustration led her to commit such an atrocity. Her conscience couldn't handle it anymore, so she decided to end her own life.
What?
But if she was gonna kill herself, why do it during the seance?
She wanted to hide the truth of her suicide.
Really? Why?
There could only be one reason to hide it in a killing game, right? It's to take us down with her.
Okay, why? That's a creepy ass face.
Take us down?
She wanted us to pick the wrong answer during the class trial,
I don't think she would have done that, though.
so she could bring us all down. She wanted us to die with her. Okay, well, she probably just wanted Himiko to die with her, but still.
But what are you saying? Tenko wasn't like that. She told me.
Keep your chin up and live life facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else.
What if all of that was just a lie?
A lie?
Wait, we should believe Tenko's last words.
The true terror of class trials is that you shouldn't believe everything said.
Himiko, you said that Tenko would never do anything like that. But how can you be so sure? Did you guys actually know each other? People keep all sorts of secrets. Like Maki. She hid the fact that she's a cold-blooded killer. Is it wise of us to trust other people wholeheartedly in this kind of situation?
Jeez, you're such a naive dude.
Naive?
We're all just people, you know? Of course we're gonna have some secrets. What matters is whether there's any malice behind them.
People can lie about how malicious their hidden secrets really are.
Well, duh. It's impossible to know for sure what others are thinking. That's why it all comes down to whether or not you believe in yourself. If you get betrayed, it's not their fault. It's your fault for believing in them. That's why I believed in Maki Roll, because I wanted to believe in her.
Just because you're acting all cool doesn't mean you get to skip training.
Hey, come on. Don't you think you're being a little too strict?
Well, we come from different backgrounds. So for now, let's agree to disagree. No one's ever called me naive before. And from Kaito? Seriously?
Whether or not I believe, my heart can't reach Tenko anymore. But I want to believe in her. She wouldn't commit suicide. She wouldn't try to take us down. That's what I want to believe.
Me too. Gonta no can believe Tenko commits suicide.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, that would answer all of our questions.
If you insist we believe in Tenko, then provide a reason to do so.
A proper reason.
All right, I'll give you a reason.
Is there a reason?
Yes, there is. Will you trust me, Maki? If it turns out I'm wrong, you can blame me all you like. But for now, I need you to trust in my detective work.
I trust in it. I don't believe Tenko would kill herself because of what she said. Okay, everyone, I'll see you guys after the seance. She said, see you guys after. I doubt she had a sudden change of heart. Just because we don't know how she was killed doesn't mean that it was suicide. We shouldn't be satisfied with that, and if we keep thinking, we'll find the truth. That means we have to believe in Tenko. I'll make them all believe. Will I have to lie, or is this...
So far,
Actually, let's listen, and then we'll go.
suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her
Okay.
plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person. But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle.
Secretly
and
brought
then
it.
stabbed herself with it.
How?
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
Everyone thinks that Tenko committed suicide. Sorry, gosh. But only because they're latching onto the easiest answer. To get out of this, I need to make them think their suicide theory wouldn't work. Do I have to lie?
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her.
I think the last moments is the one. And it might have to go with the last of her strength. I think that might be
So
it.
she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person!
Can I?
But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
Oh, sorry.
She could have secretly brought the sickle. And then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor.
Can I lie?
All the pieces. She threw the sickle underneath the floor.
I'll reveal the truth.
Perjury.
Tenko couldn't have thrown the sickle under the floor because she died instantly.
Instantly?
Her death might not have been instant, but she couldn't have gone far before she bled out.
I'm certain of it. My investigation determined that she died instantly.
What's your opinion, Maki? I'd like to hear from someone who specializes in murder.
Maki.
You're right. I completely forgot about that important detail.
Wow, she actually sticking with me. She must absolutely not believe I could ever kill someone. Like, that's...
Tenko died instantly.
What?
As an assassin, I specialize in killing my targets swiftly. I have no doubt that Tenko was killed immediately.
Words of a true killer. Pretty sure we can believe everything she said.
Thank you, Maki.
How could you forget that, Maki roll? You better apologize to Shuichi.
Excuse me?
It's okay, Kaito, really. No apology necessary. Anyway, Tenko died so suddenly that she couldn't have gotten rid of the sickle. Knowing that, the theory that she killed herself just doesn't fit, correct?
Just like I thought. Tenko wouldn't commit suicide.
Thank goodness, Himiko.
Which means someone definitely killed Tenko during the seance.
Her suicide was considered because we could not determine how she was killed.
No, there must have been a way. We're gonna figure it out.
Did any of the participants witness anything peculiar during the seance?
Yes, a loud sound.
If you know something, please speak up. It could be the key to solving this mystery.
Not a bad idea. We should remember what happened at the seance. Let me try to remember. I'm sure there's something. I need some kind of clue that will help me solve this mystery. Sound during seance.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance?
There is something that bothers me.
Uh-huh. What is it?
That the seance failed.
Why is that?
The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed.
It was
How
perfect.
utterly strange.
Now that I think about it, while we were all singing the song,
Mm-hmm.
I heard something fall, I think.
Okay, sorry.
I agree. Himiko, you think that something fell because of that sound you heard, right?
It sounded like something heavy fell down and hit the floor really hard.
Yeah.
It could have fallen down.
Yeah, and I wouldn't know. Like, what could have
Fallen down? There wasn't anything on the ceiling that could have fallen down, right?
Yeah, but we heard the sound.
Am I wrong? I thought something fell, but
The sound was pretty loud. It did seem like something hit the floorboards.
A loud sound, like something hits the floorboards. Maybe that sound had something to do with the other thing that happened in the dark. What? What other thing? The cage child? Maybe? There's stripe. Maybe it's the cross piece? And that has nothing to do with the sound during the seance. Nobody is gonna believe you anymore if you keep saying random things. Okay. I'm sorry. What other thing happened during the seance?
This is it!
Okay, yeah.
I think the floorboard coming off had something to do with that sound.
Okay.
That floorboard came loose at some point during the seance, right?
Mm-hmm.
could the floorboard have made such a loud sound though?
It was the sound of an intense impact.
So they probably like punched up or something? I don't know.
If the impact was that intense, then it could have loosened the floorboard.
That's true. There would have had to be a strong impact to make that sound. But what was it? What could it possibly be?
All right then, let's go with that. We all gotta put our heads together now.
Mm-hmm. Non-stop debate. Sound during seance.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Maybe someone hit their head.
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Uh-huh.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that
Maybe
person
it's the
tore off the
dried blood?
floorboard.
That
Sorry.
wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
No, it didn't.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hide
How do
under
you
floor.
know?
Then stood up with such might.
And then stood
But
up.
we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
No, but there had to
A
have been someone
floorboard that
on the
comes
floor.
loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here who's...
It's either one of these two. I'm not quite sure which one it is, but whatever. I'm gonna have to
Staying on
listen
the
again.
ball.
You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
I'm gonna have to listen again.
Don't be stupid.
I haven't
Don't
been
you
paying
know me and balls are
attention.
the best of friends.
Uh-huh. What would have made a strong enough impact to knock the floorboard loose? If I think about everyone's testimony and combined it with the facts.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hide under floor. Then stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
A floorboard that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
Don't be stupid.
I think it might be Gonta's
Don't you know me
statement
and balls are the best of friends?
that I'll agree with. We'll try Gonta's first. Oh, okay.
I agree.
Thank you. The struggle was real for
Kokichi
that
is
one.
right. The floorboard came loose because someone stomped on it.
The floorboards fit perfect. Going to make sure first time we go to empty room.
When we first saw the room, yes. But when I looked again during the investigation... One of the cross pieces supporting the floorboards was cut off. After examining the cut, I concluded that it must have been done deliberately.
Someone? You mean the culprit, right? Why'd they do that?
What did the culprit stand to gain by cutting the cross piece?
What did they stand to gain? That's the question. To solve this case, I need to think carefully about the cross piece and floorboard. Tenko's body was at one end of the loose floorboard, and the cross piece that had been cut was on the other end of the floorboard. The unsupported part was outside the cage, so it could have been stomped on. Only one of the cross pieces was cut, and the other two were intact. One of them was right under Tenko. The other was in the center, right about where the edge of the cage was. What was the culprit attempting to achieve by stomping on the floorboard? I don't know if... I don't think that's possible. I don't know, whatever. Come, think. Okay, think. Come on, think. Okay. Thank you.
That's right. The floorboard might have been used as a seesaw.
Huh? A seesaw?
The cross-piece at one end of the floorboard had been cut off. The other two cross-pieces holding up that board were close to the cage. Meaning, if you were to apply force to the end of the floorboard with no cross-piece, the next cross-piece would act as a fulcrum to turn the floorboard into a lever. A lever capable of lifting up Tenko's entire body.
Yeah, but was the sickle inside the cage?
Her whole body lifted up?
Yeah, that sounds like a seesaw, all right. But why bother lifting Tenko's body?
They couldn't have killed Tenko like that, unless they used the sickle.
That's exactly it. Using the seesaw trick, it was possible to kill Tenko with a sickle.
Huh? How?
Yeah,
In order
exactly.
For the
Tell
culprit
me.
to kill Tenko with a seesaw trick, the placement of the sickle is the most important factor.
The floorboard seesaw, the cage, and the blood on the white fabric. What conclusion can I draw from this? There's only one place the sickle could have been that is consistent with the evidence. Between the victim and the floorboard? Under the cage? On top? I don't know!
That's it!
I guess. Thank you.
The sickle was at the top of the iron cage, with the blade facing down. The reason we didn't see it was because of the fabric covering the cage. Also, the wooden statue kept the blade in place. It's true that the sickle's handle was thick, which made the statue wobble. But the statue's weight kept it from falling over. Once everything was in place, if you stepped hard enough on the seesaw,
Ha! Who placed it?
Tenko's body would have shot upward and hit the blade on the top of the cage.
Kyo was... I mean, is it like Kyo was the one who did that? But I don't know.
She was bent over, meaning the sickle's blade would have connected with her neck.
The 6-inch sickle blade wasn't long enough to stab Tenko in her crouched position. But with the floorboard acting as a seesaw, it could compensate for the blade's length.
Bringing the victim to the sickle rather than bringing the sickle to the victim. That's definitely an unorthodox idea.
I guess so.
It's crazy, but it would explain how Tenko got stabbed while she was in the cage.
So the sound we heard was the culprit stomping on the floorboard.
That impact make floorboard come loose.
Looks like we got ourselves a good old-fashioned seesaw homicide. Wait, what the hell's a seesaw homicide? That's fucking crazy!
The craziness is what really makes the killing game fun, you know? They can't get away with murder the normal way, so they gotta think outside the box. Kudos, culprits! You did a great job keeping me entertained.
Indeed. Well played, Himiko.
Why Himiko?
It was you, wasn't it? The one behind the seesaw homicide.
Why her?
Yeah, I'm curious. Why her?
Because she's the only one capable of carrying out this plan.
Why?
The only one? Why's that?
Because this seesaw homicide required its location to be prepared beforehand.
Oh yeah, because he said he said Himiko was the one who suggested the middle room, so...
By cutting the crosspiece beneath the floorboard, you mean?
Then the culprit would need to lure their victim into the prepared room. That is why you chose that room for the seance. Is it not, Himiko?
I don't know. I mean, but did she even know how the seance would be prepared like that? Honestly, no. I don't know if Himiko really could have set that up. However, there are 3 empty rooms. Which one shall we use? I get it. Yeah. Middle room.
Oh yeah! Himiko was the one who chose the site for the seance!
She likely found out about my plans for the seance somehow.
How was she? I mean, maybe.
You were quite vocal about the seance, Kyo. You even had instructions for it in your lab.
Our culprit, Himiko, prepared her seesaw trap ahead of time. Then she waited for me to host the seance and suggested the middle room. She led us all into holding the seance right where she wanted it. Then, she killed Tenko, all according to plan.
I don't know. Kyo sounded to look hella suspicious right now.
That's a lot,
Like,
right?
I don't think it's Himiko.
Himiko did such a thing?
We've been placing Himiko at blame this entire trial. Truly.
In the end, Himiko, who Tenko cherished and loved, tragically killed her.
Wait! We don't know that, right?
We don't know it.
He's wrong, right, Himiko? Himiko would never kill Tenko, right?
I don't know.
No. Tenko? I killed Tenko?
Himiko?
What's wrong, Himiko?
It's true that using the middle room was Himiko's idea, but does that mean that Himiko really killed Tenko? Would something like that really happen? Something so cruel. Wow, are we intermission? Crazy.
Well,
I'd rather skip this.
It's okay.
absolutely right. Hey, all right.
Okay. Back to the trial.
This is my impression of a spooky, scary ghost.
Hey.
I'm fine with real ghosts, but impressions of them are too scary!
Logic does not compute.
Did you hear something?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Wow, we're bullying Mono damn again. What if he goes psycho and kills one of us again? Where someone else is gonna die. Truly. He's just
You know what
doing
else is
and
scary? Sweet
revenge.
buns. Yep, tasty, tasty sweet buns. So round, so sweet, so delicious.
That doesn't sound scary at all.
I'm scared too. Scared of losing my friends.
Huh? Did you hear something?
No, I didn't hear anything.
He's about to kill someone else. It's like, all your friends are gonna die because you killed them all.
Answer us, Himiko. You chose the middle room to lure us into your trap, did you not? Then you used that trap to kill Tenko, yes?
Well, Donkey Lips, did you kill that twat?
Wait, must be some mistake. No way Himiko is culprit.
Then she needs to defend herself. Otherwise, this debate is deadlocked.
I don't care if you gotta use magic to do it, but say something already.
Himiko!
Are you even listening?
No, I'm not listening.
What?
I don't care anymore. I'm too tired. Angie died. Tenko died. Why did I have to survive? And now, you're all saying I killed them? I just don't care anymore.
Himiko.
Do whatever. If you want to vote for me, then just go ahead.
The game gets really blah if the suspect isn't into it.
That's not the problem.
Damn it. Don't tell me you've given up.
Himiko, don't give up.
Don't you understand? My life is riding on the outcome of this trial!
I mean, it's true.
Just shut up. I told you, I'm too tired. It's all just a big pain. I can't put up with it anymore.
What are you talking about? If you give up here...
You needn't worry. Himiko was the one who chose that room. Therefore, she is unmistakably the culprit.
Impossible! Himiko would never kill Tenko! Himiko not that kind of person. Gonta can tell by Himiko's face.
Himiko's a little slow, so I don't think she's capable of handling a complicated crime.
Wow, that's...
I also think Himiko's not the culprit. Somehow.
Either way, we gotta look for more possibilities.
That does seem like rather a pointless quest.
No, it's not. We gotta be strong. Gotta keep thinking. Then we might find new truth. So no give up, Himiko!
Himiko, I know how you feel. I felt the same way after Kaede died. But we can't give up. We survived. We can't give up for the sake of everyone who died. Exactly. Bloody
Performing
Koichi.
the
Honestly, I think
seance
it's Bloody
in that
Koichi.
room was Himiko's decision, was it not?
Okay. I agree with that.
Steered her into picking that room?
Of the 3 empty rooms, why did you select the middle one, Himiko? Because you laid your trap there.
Was trap only in that room?
Mm,
Other rooms may be trapped too.
I agree with that.
I agree.
It's just like Gonta said. Each room was the same. They were all trapped.
What? Is that true?
Gonta, sometimes you say genius things, okay?
Kokichi will tell you.
Yeah, he will. Don't sleep. You're not sleeping.
I was way too careless. Wait, what are you talking about?
I guess there was no cross piece supporting the floorboard, so I kind of stepped through. Huh, what bad luck.
While you were in the room next to the crime scene, you found a loose floorboard, right?
Well, I didn't find it so much as I stepped through it and tripped.
What? Hold on. There was also a loose floorboard in the next room?
So the culprit prepared a trap in all 3 empty rooms, not just the middle one.
Kyo's
If the culprits
looking
had
mighty
traps in all the
suspicious right
rooms,
now.
And they wouldn't need to select a room themselves.
Wow.
So the real trap was for someone else to pick a room and take the book.
Yeah.
I see. We were caught in the culprit's trap all along.
Especially you!
But now there's no reason to suspect Himiko, right?
Himiko, do you remember what Tenko told you?
Keep your chin up and live life facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else. Please.
Live life facing forward. She said that to you, right? If you give up on living, you'd be betraying her memory. We're all trying to keep our promises to the dead. This trial, it's not just for our lives. It's for everyone who's died as well. That's why we can't give up. This is our responsibility. We live on.
You're right. Yeah, that's right. If I gave up here, I wouldn't be able to face Angie or Tenko.
That's right. So let's do our best.
Alright, I'm not gonna say it's a pain anymore. I won't give up. I'll fight alongside everyone and survive!
Do not say everyone. After all, the Blackened is still among us.
Hey, there you go. Killing the mood like
I
usual.
mean, logical though.
But damn, well said, Shuichi. That's what I'd expect from my soul, bro.
Well, we're not soul bros, but
Your soul, bro?
Well, anyway, do you think the Blackened this time has some sort of superpower?
What are you talking about?
Well, as a self-proclaimed expert of stepping through floorboards, isn't it weird that no one stepped through that floorboard before the culprit used it?
Ah, that is a good point.
is it? What
It
was
must have been barrier magic. Well, that's one possibility, but I think it might have been something else.
Why did no one step on the floorboard until it was used for the murder? Ah, that's it. That must be the reason. Tell me! I don't know. Koichi's log. I don't know. That doesn't seem like it relates. Suichi, were you preparing the seance? Was there a spot you didn't step? Huh. Was there a spot I didn't step? Oh, the magic circle.
I was wrong.
Okay, I get that. I think it's the magic circle then. Right?
This is it.
Okay.
It's because of the magic circle at the scene of the crime.
Also, it's dark in here, so be sure to watch your step. If the magic circle is broken, not only will the seance fail, but it may also unleash a curse.
Before we began the seance, we were warned not to step on the circle.
I mean, Kyo, let's just accuse Kyo already. Like, there's too much evidence right now for this murder.
The floorboard in question was within the circle. That's why no one stepped on it.
So the magic circle's purpose was to keep us away from the whole trick.
Honestly, it's almost like he was so obvious for this murder that it's like I don't even want to think of him as a suspect, but wow, okay.
That was part of the culprit's plans too?
Yeah. That's right. If that's the case, then the culprit, there's no doubt in my mind, they're the one who killed Tenko. Only one person had the opportunity and the motive. I mean, I don't know about motive, but opportunity, I guess.
It has to be you! Kyo, was it you?
Whatever are you talking about?
I'm talking about Tenko's murder.
Kyo?
Yeah.
Why do you suspect me?
I
Because
mean,
you were the one who drew the magic circle.
yeah.
The circle kept us from discovering the seesaw trick. But that's not all it was for. In order to make the murder succeed, variables like Tenko's position and the placement of the cage needed to be defined. And those variables were defined by using the magic circle. In short, the circle itself was the most important tool in this murder. Knowing that, the person who drew the magic circle has to be the culprit.
Well, Kyo,
Honestly, I think
Answer already! Did you do it?
he's gonna deny it, but I actually think it's him. It's him. Come on now. Stop laughing.
What is so funny?
I was just thinking.
What?
So this is how each Blackened must have felt. What an intriguing experience this is.
What? An intriguing experience?
But if I am the culprit as you claim, then I stomped on the floorboard, yes? So, do tell.
Okay.
How could I have stomped on the floorboard during that darkened seance?
I see. That is problem.
Unless that is made clear, you cannot be certain I am the culprit.
how can you be so calm when you're backed into a corner like this?
I will explain that in due time. Please answer my question first.
The culprit stepped on that exact floorboard, even in the darkness. Honestly, the funny thing is that even if he did kill someone, but if he didn't kill Angie, it's like it's a free pass, right? Technically, no one would trust you in this game, but at the end of the day, you still killed someone freely. Like, who knows? But how? How did they move around in darkness? In a room that dark, it's hard to imagine the culprit found the right board. Although, even after I put out the candle, I could move along the wall with my
Wait a minute.
hand. Wait a minute. Oh, okay, sorry.
Did you figure it out?
That's it. The culprit didn't even have to see at all. They used hearing, sixth sense, smell, touch. Hearing? Touch?
That's it!
Okay. It was touch.
The culprit used touch. They didn't see, they felt.
That way they could get around in the dark, like how I got to the candle.
Wasn't Seesaw in middle of room? Gonta doesn't think it was near wall.
So they probably used something besides the wall to move then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Were there any other markers within reach?
Of course, the answer to that is there was nothing of the sort.
No, I'm sure there was something. A landmark they could have used to determine where the floorboard was. It must have been at the scene, I know it. Oh man, this is terrible. I don't want it. Okay.
That's it! The magic circle! They used the magic circle. Remember? The magic circle was drawn with salt. The culprit used the salt's texture to feel their way through the dark.
I see. So Kyo traced the magic circle with his hands to get to the loose floorboard.
Oh, I see. You drew the magic circle with salt to use it as a guide.
An interesting thought. It is unfortunate that it is so wrong.
I mean, I can get why you would say that since it didn't really look messed up. And if you used it as a trace, why did it still look pristine?
Recall the document. What did the magic circle look like?
Based on the document, the magic circle wouldn't reach the corners of the room.
Mm-hmm.
So what?
When the room was darkened, each of us was in a corner of the room, yes?
Mm-hmm.
The magic circle didn't reach us, so I could not have followed it, yes?
Couldn't you just walk straight forward until you found the salt, though?
But you're talking about the magic circle in the document. That doesn't mean the circle you drew was the same.
I mean, it was pretty similar.
No, I most definitely drew it exactly the same. I have it perfectly memorized.
So which is it? Is there any way to check?
Not anymore. The magic circle is a complete mess from being trampled on.
I see another piece of the puzzle. Drawing the circle with salt all but guaranteed it would be temporary. The investigation itself would have gotten rid of the evidence. Clever.
Everyone, may I have your attention, please?
Yeah, tell us something.
What a pain. We don't have any way to check it now.
Excuse me, everyone. May I have your attention, please?
Oh, does he have a recording function or something?
Well, I guess there's no point in discussing the magic circle
So,
anymore.
let my boy Kibo talk.
Hey, may I have your attention?
Oh, I said cut that out! It's too bright!
I apologize. I just wanted everyone to listen to me.
About what?
I had Mew add another function to my body, in addition to the flashlight.
What the? No way! Did you really? Stop! You can't! I didn't install it for that purpose!
Please, let me use it. With it, I might be able to save everyone.
Alright, so what is this function?
It's an image recording function.
Yeah.
Image recording?
Specifically, this function allows me to dispense a printout of my own memory. I'll give it a try. Ready?
From your mouth?
Wow.
Also used magic like that before.
This printout is my memory of being kicked out of the
Okay.
seance.
Himiko's hilarious.
Please confirm that the floor of the empty room is clearly visible. Go on, take the picture and see for yourself.
Okay, got it.
I reluctantly took the piece from Kibo's mouth. So this is the magic circle used for the seance.
Well, Shuichi, do you notice anything?
Do I? LOL, I noticed nothing. Notice anything. Oh, the lines here.
There! This helped a lot, Kibo. Without you, I never would have seen through Kiyo's lie.
My lie.
You just said that you drew the magic circle exactly as it appears in the document. But that's a lie, isn't it? The magic circle at the scene had lines that stretched to the room's corners, which means that you would be able to find the floorboard from anywhere in the room.
So it was different from the document after all.
All because Himiko noticed. And because of Kibo, too.
Hey, where's my things? I'm the one who installed that function into Kibo.
Hey, yeah, what was it you were saying about its purpose?
Oh, to be honest, the purpose of that image recording function is to monitor my health. Specifically, I make Kibo use that function every day to
Why?
analyze my turds.
That's gross.
You're what?
That's
Why?
abuse. Like what?
Shit is a great indicator of intestinal health and gut bacteria quality. Plus, taking a satisfying shit does wonders for a woman's natural beauty, so... See? You're all grossed out! This is why I didn't want to tell you about my plan!
Quit talking about your poop. No one cares. Kyo, you killed Tenko, didn't you? Just give up and admit it already.
So, Kyo, if you have any objections, you can...
Your deductions are fiction.
I mean, of course, you gotta.
Well, since you've given me the option, I will most certainly object. To be honest, it's unimportant, but it may be an amusing diversion.
Yeah, honestly. Unimportant.
Now I shall bear witness to your abilities, Shuichi. Do entertain me.
No, I get what he's saying. Like, just because he's the killer for this case doesn't mean that it counts for anything if he's not the killer of Angie. Truly. But yeah, let's do this.
If you are going to claim I am the culprit, then what of the murder weapon? It was set up in the cage. The only people capable of that are Kokichi and Shuichi, who carried the cage. So suspicion should fall on them.
Okay.
True, we could have placed the sickle there, but we could not have removed it later. Because we weren't the ones who lifted the cage. That was Himiko.
The only person who could have collected the sickle was Himiko. But the only people who could have placed the sickle are Kokichi and Shuichi. But in regards to that dilemma, I did not carry the cage, nor did I lift it. I had no opportunity to touch the sickle.
Okay, I guess that's the
So
one.
simply put, I am not the killer. I had no opportunity to touch the
Okay.
sickle.
I'll cut through your words! The only person who could have set up the sickle and retrieved it afterward is Kyo. That was done by covering the cage with a white cloth. You could have secretly placed the sickle when you draped the cloth. And retrieved it afterward when you removed the cloth.
True.
Then, while everyone was distracted, you discreetly dropped the sickle under the floor.
Wonderful!
Ooh.
That's exactly correct.
Honestly, yeah.
It's correct? Then why don't you give up already?
The trick I put so much work into is just wasted effort now. Alas.
So, it was you? You killed Tenko?
Let me guess. You'll never forgive me. Himiko, you must hate me so very much. Maybe you'd feel better if I was executed by Monokuma. But unfortunately for you, that won't happen. Because if you vote for me, every spotless, including myself, will die.
What you talking about, Kyo?
Nah, we already got this point.
You still don't understand? I killed Tenko, that is the truth. But it is meaningless in this class trial.
Meaningless?
Yeah.
You mean Monokuma's extra rule, right?
Ah, that's right. What happens to your votes if there are two blackened candidates? Well, I have an answer for that. It's first come, first served.
You see, I killed Tenko, but not Angie. For us, Tenko's death is nothing but a trivial issue. Because the blackened in this trial is the culprit who killed Angie.
Trivial issue? No, that's gotta be a lie. You probably killed Angie too.
That is simply not possible. Recall that I was unable to enter Angie's lab.
Oh,
Only student council members and Kokichi could enter research lab.
How could I have possibly killed Angie when I couldn't even enter her lab?
We can figure that out. No one else could have done it besides you. If you're the one who killed Tenko, you gotta be the one who killed Angie.
I understand how you feel, Himiko, but maybe we can discuss this rationally and calmly. There is a non-zero possibility that Kyo is telling the truth.
So you understand how she feels. I see. Wait, robots can understand human feelings?
Of course I understand. I worked really hard to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, why are you getting all worked up, Kibo? Chill, dude.
That's enough! It's voting time! I'm gonna vote for him!
We need to calm down, Himiko. For all we know, you could have killed Angie, so let's calm down.
Voting for me will only help the one who murdered Angie.
Isn't Kyo culprit?
Mm-hmm.
Of course I'm not. This case was an error on my part. Monokuma added that rule after both bodies were found, yes?
Mm-hmm.
How was I to know that the trial would only be for Angie's killer? Had I known, I certainly wouldn't have killed Tenko.
You're lying! You killed Tenko and Angie!
Now hold on. Jumping to conclusions here is dangerous.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We should talk it out more. This case might have juicy plot twists waiting to happen.
Nuts to that! Any way you look at this case, Kyo is obviously the culprit.
Yeah, there's sort of no other way to look at it.
I mean, for
No, it's too
Tenko.
dangerous to vote before we arrive at a logical decision.
Listen to Kibo. Listen to my Kibo.
It's one of you.
Okay, tell me, what do you want?
Wait, this argument is getting intense. At times like this,
The Ultimate Academy is proud to present its very own more phenomenal trial ground.
Okay.
Yippee! I've been waiting for this!
Why were you waiting for it?
Kyo confessed to killing Tenko, but insists he didn't kill Angie. We won't forgive Kyo for what he did, but we can't vote until we know the facts. I have to pin down the evidence and convince everyone. Split opinion? Man, this is still a long trial. I don't really... It's still one of the most interesting parts, but it's like a really long trial. I don't remember the things.
Kyo killed Tenko and Angie!
Okay.
He forced his way into Angie's research lab and killed her!
Lab,
The
okay.
katana was found in Kyo's lab.
So Kyo did kill Tenko, but he not blackened?
Uh-huh. I
He was
don't know.
planning to use the new rule to protect himself all along.
Rule,
To
okay.
solve the mystery of Tenko's death, can't we just vote now?
Mystery. Okay. Kyo's confession was shocking, but we can't be certain that he's the blackened. We need to match up our ideas and persuade them all at once. Okay, sorry. Okay, I got this one. I got this one now.
Kyo killed Tenko and Angie!
Kibo! We don't know for certain that Kyo killed Angie.
He forced his way into Angie's research
I got this! But he couldn't get into Angie's research lab.
The katana was found.
Kyo! Anyone could have entered my lab.
So Kyo did kill Tenko, but
Kokichi! Perhaps there's a second blackened we need to find.
He was planning to use
Kyo! Not possible. That rule was added after both murders.
We solved the mystery.
I got this! Not yet. There's still another mystery to solve.
Okay, that took a while. Golly.
It would be a mistake to vote before we've completely solved Angie's murder. And there's still the mystery of Tenko's murder.
Mystery? What kind of mystery?
Well, Kyo's confession derailed our conversation a bit. But we still have to go over one of the clues found at Tenko's crime scene. I believe it might even have something to do with Angie's murder.
Yes, the outlying piece of evidence at Tenko's murder scene. It has to be the blood. This, right?
This is it!
Okay, thank you. Please give me help.
Bloodstain found under the floor. Maki and I found it during the investigation. It was beneath the floorboard that the culprit stomped on.
Is that Tenko's spot?
No, but it's dry.
The bloodstain was too far from Tenko's corpse to have been hers.
Also, the bloodstain was already dry when we found it. But the blood from Tenko's body hadn't even begun to dry yet.
Well, that's weird. Why was that bloodstain the only dry one?
Is it, I guess what I was trying to think is like, was Angie killed like under the floor and then taken back to the room to be killed again? I don't know, because her forehead was taped up with something, or maybe, I don't know, so she might have been injured there before she got to the room. I don't know. Me confused. The bloodstain under the floorboard was dry because it happened before the seance. It was from the investigation. It was before Tenko was killed. It happened before the seance. I would say it happened. It was there. Okay, whatever. You know, it was the first one. Okay, I get it. The first one.
Oh no! That's it!
I get it. Sorry.
The bloodstain wasn't from Tenko's murder.
Honestly, those two statements are so alike that I was confused. Technically says the same thing, but whatever.
It was there before we started the seance.
Before the seance?
It should... That should make it clear whose blood it was.
That's it! That bloodstain wasn't Tenko's. It was Angie's.
Why was blood from Angie at the scene of Tenko's murder?
Yeah, wasn't Angie killed in her research lab?
Just because we found her body there doesn't mean she was killed there.
Wow, that's a whole nother thing.
Ah, I guess that's possible.
If Angie wasn't killed in her lab, then that opens up a lot more possibilities. We assumed that only council members could have killed Angie since her body was in her lab. But if she died somewhere else, then we can't suspect just the council members anymore.
So the culprit didn't enter her lab, but waited for her to come out of it?
I'm not sure if the culprit waited for her, but they probably killed her when she came out. Well, I thought that was more likely from the start.
Okay.
So I went to places Angie might have gone and checked all 3 empty rooms.
Places she might have gone? Why did you check the empty rooms then?
The empty rooms were the only places I could think of that Angie would go.
Like to perform the ritual?
Did Angie have business in rooms?
It seems Kokichi's up to his usual misleading nonsense again.
I do lie a lot, and I could be lying right now too. But I'm pretty sure someone's panicking right now because of my lie.
I mean, my boy Kyo? Did he do it to 2 people? Wow, okay. Angie left her lab on her own and headed to the room where she was killed. Is Kyokichi's statement true, or I can't even say. Kyokichi's.
The art research lab is not where Angie was killed. She was killed in the empty room instead.
She left her lab on her own?
But why would she go into an empty room? There shouldn't have been anything in there.
Except for candles.
That's it! She wanted a candle! To keep herself awake at night. She would drip hot wax on her body.
No.
That sounds like something only you would do, Miu.
What did Kyochi see? Kyochi. Something Angie did. There has to be a clue.
The art research lab is not where Angie was killed. She was killed in the empty room instead.
Okay.
She left her lab on her own?
But why would she go into an empty room? There shouldn't have been anything in there.
I think it's
Except for candles.
That's it! She wanted
a candle!
Maybe? Oh, okay.
I agree. That's it. Angie went to that room to get a candle.
Yeah, for kinky wax play.
Not for that, bro.
No, Angie was going to use it for the ritual. According to the Necronomicon, to resurrect the dead.
After preparing the fig, he burned this Necromonicon to ashes.
Then, did she seek out a candle so she could burn the book?
That's right. There's nothing to start a fire with in Angie's lab. So she went to go get a candle from one of the empty rooms.
And that's when the culprit attacked her.
That's why there was dried blood under floor.
Which means Angie was attacked in the same room the seance was held. Bravo, Himiko. Well done for choosing that room for the seance.
Wow.
If we hadn't done the seance in that room, then Tenko's murder would have been in another room. If that happened, no one would have discovered Angie's bloodstain under the floorboards.
That's right. Shuichi and I only checked under the floorboards where Tenko died.
Yep, it's all thanks to Himiko for choosing the same room as Angie. This must be Atua's will. Or maybe the power of magic.
It's neither. I just picked one.
Hold on. You're all acting as though you've proven that as fact already. You claim Angie was murdered in the empty room, and then moved to the lab? Then how do you explain the large amount of blood in the lab?
Because he also stabbed her after the fact. In the neck, too.
It may be possible to carry a body, but blood cannot be moved.
Yeah, and you taped her forehead, too. Bro.
I think she was still alive after the attack in the empty room.
Okay.
She was killed after she was carried to her lab.
That means the culprit attacked her twice. I have evidence of that. Is it the forehead injury?
This is it!
Okay.
The fatal wound was a cut to the back of her neck from a katana.
Torso. Okay.
But she also showed signs of blunt force trauma, and I think I know why. After Angie was knocked unconscious in the empty room, she was killed in her lab.
I see. So that puddle of blood is from the killing blow. Ha! It's all clear now. Angie was attacked in the empty room, carried to her lab, and it was there that the culprit finished her off.
All clear. This is all clear. What are you all talking about?
Okay, he's starting to become unhinged.
All clear. What is all clear. What are you? All clear? What are you all? You what? What are? I will not fear. I will not back down.
Are you a girl? What's happening?
Sweet Korekio, calm yourself. Their words are all hollow. There is no meaning to any of them.
What?
You must teach these ignorant children a lesson. Yes, you're right. Okay, I'll teach them.
What the hell are you mumbling about? You're giving me the goddamn willies!
We always have to have a person with something like multiple personalities in these types of games. Not a realistic version of the illness, but damn, do we have to have it?
Not yet. Nothing is clear at all. It's full of doubts, of mysteries, of a dense, impenetrable fog! Nothing is clear at all!
Okay. Bloody duct tape, I think
Angie
it might
was
be.
attacked in the empty room first, and then carried into the research lab? Impossible! Impossible! That's nothing but a delusion! You intend to poison our mind with your delusions?
It's no delusion. Angie's 2 external wounds tell the story. After she was struck in the empty room, she was carried to the art research lab and then killed.
You say the culprit carried Angie's body? And not a single drop of blood fell? The hallway and empty room had no blood stains.
Oh, sorry.
Even if you
I'm gonna have
wiped them
to do
down
that
later,
one.
They're behind, but there was no evidence anywhere, was there, Shuichi?
I'll cut through your words.
Okay.
There was evidence left at the scene. The bloody tape under Angie's body.
What?
It was wrapped around her head to stop the bleeding while she was being carried.
Bloody tape? Gonta didn't notice at all.
It was under the body. It's most likely evidence the culprit should have gotten rid of. But since it was hidden, the culprit didn't notice and failed to dispose of it.
It must have fallen as the fatal blow was dealt, and ended up under her body.
It must have been Atua who did that for us.
What? Atua? How long are you going to keep that up?
Now we know most of the mystery behind Angie's murder.
I'm convinced there's only one person who could have killed Angie.
I mean, we all know this guy's been freaking out the entire time.
It has to be you.
I was honestly
It's
excited
you,
for there
Kyo.
to potentially be
You
2
killed
murders.
Angie.
What the fuck? So it's true!
Well, that was obvious. Such a boring, obvious answer.
You killed both of them. Why did you kill them?
In terms of pure logic, only one victim was necessary to win.
Why? Why you killed them both?
I think one of the murders was an accident.
An accident?
That's right. It wasn't part of the plan.
Huh? Which one?
I'm assuming Angie, because this one has to have been the murder that was an accident.
That's it! Angie's murder was an accident.
What? Tenko
No,
wasn't
the funny
accident?
thing is that he didn't really have to go through with the other murder though. But he still did it.
That's right. Kyo originally planned to kill someone with the seesaw trick. But while he was making preparations in the empty room, Angie walked in. So he decided to kill her in order to keep her from talking.
She just happened to walk in on the culprit setting up and was killed.
Then he should have just stopped there. Once he killed Angie, there was no reason for him to kill Tenko.
He only needed to kill one for this game. Killing two is pointless. If you get bonus points for killing more, then sure. Otherwise, it leaves more clues behind.
Why, Kyo? Why you kill two of our friends?
What is it? What on earth are you talking about? No, I'm not the culprit. So, why is everyone looking at me like I am? Why? Why are they? What? Calm yourself, Korekio. Yes. You mustn't raise your voice. You mustn't stutter.
Wow.
You mustn't lose composure. You mustn't become flustered. You mustn't waver. Look at their horrid faces. This sorry lot is not worth agonizing over. You're right.
You're still gonna die, though. Sorry. Not sorry.
There he goes again. What the hell's wrong with him?
It almost seems like he's talking with someone.
Someone? He's just talking to himself. And why the hell is he wearing lipstick?
No matter how loudly you protest, this is a trivial matter. I will never acknowledge your allegations. Not a single one of them. For you see, there is no evidence that I killed Angie. No, I will not acknowledge it. I will only acknowledge facts, true events. I won't acknowledge fiction, mystery. I won't acknowledge your deductions or guesses. Well said. Good job, Korekio. Yes, thanks.
Creeps me the fuck out!
No evidence? There's no evidence that he killed Angie?
You're wrong. There is evidence.
What? You do realize bluffs like that won't work, yes?
The weapon that was used to knock Angie unconscious in the empty room. That weapon tells us the whole story, Kyo.
That's not possible. I think you may have misunderstood. Apologize. Come on, apologize. 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 Apologize.
Why would I apologize to you?
Apologize. 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 Apologize.
Seriously, what the hell's happening?
I have no idea what's happening with Kyo. But I know the weapon he used on Angie. I have to prove it to him.
I have nothing to admit. So why are you... You have no proof that Korekio is the killer.
It ends here! Kyo hit Angie with the same floorboard used in the seesaw trick.
I see. And how do you know the floorboard was the murder weapon?
Because of the dried blood.
There was a small patch of dried blood on the underside of the floorboard.
Angie's blood?
Blood that spattered there when the culprit struck Angie with the board. But that's not the only evidence that she was hit with that floorboard. There's also the blood stain under the floor to consider. For that to be there, the floorboard must not have been in place at the time of the attack.
Good point. Had the floorboard been in place, her blood wouldn't have splattered beneath it.
Kyo's earlier confession is further evidence that the floorboard was used.
How?
If the weapon used to hit Angie is the floorboard from the seesaw trick,
It means the culprit knew about the seesaw, so the same person killed Tenko and Angie.
No use. Wow, okay.
I believe that while Kyo was setting up the seesaw, He was holding the board when Angie walked in.
And he cold-cocked her with a floorboard.
All you can do now is accept it. You even confessed to Tenko's murder already.
So it's true. This is the truth.
Looks like we're almost at the end. All right, Shuichi, I'll leave the finale to you. Bring down the house.
Okay.
Please, put an end to this. For Angie and Tenko's sake. End this class trial.
I understand. I'll go over everything one more time. Hio, I want you to confess. No, I will force you to confess.
The final comic book, right?
This is the truth of the case! Let's look back at the first murder. It was late last night. The culprit was in the empty room on the 4th floor. The culprit was preparing the seance murder they had planned. To use the floorboard as a seesaw, they had to cut the crosspiece supporting it. The plan was to make the same preparations for all 3 empty rooms. This would divert suspicion away from the culprit and whoever picked a room. To cut the crosspieces, they needed a saw. I imagine they got one from the warehouse. They were planning to cut the crosspieces in all 3 rooms. However, when the culprit was working on the middle room, the unexpected happened. Angie walked into that room and saw the culprit making their preparations. She needed some fire for the ritual and had gone to the room for a candle. At that point, the culprit had not finished the setup and was just cutting crosspieces. Angie might not have concluded that it was tied to some kind of murder plan, but now that Angie had seen it, the culprit couldn't use the seesaw trick. Any other person might have just given up, but not our culprit. The culprit took the floorboard they loosened and struck the unsuspecting Angie in the head. The culprit did not want to give up on their plan and had to improvise. They wrapped duct tape around Angie's injury to stop the bleeding. Then they picked up her unconscious body and carried her to a research lab. While she was unconscious, the culprit hurried to tie up this loose end. But because they were in a hurry, they made a crucial oversight. They didn't notice the duct tape had peeled off and was under Angie's body. Without that evidence, we may never have figured out the culprit's trick. Carrying the supplies they needed, the culprit returned to the ultimate art lab. Locked the front door from inside, and took out the katana they brought from their own lab. They then stabbed Angie in the back of the neck, finally killing her. Then, to further confuse us, the culprit attempted to make a locked room mystery. First, they used rope from the warehouse and hung 4 effigies upside down. There were two reasons for this: to overwhelm the room with an occult atmosphere, and the other was the key to locking the room. The culprit stuck the katana into Kaede's effigy near the rear entrance. And spun the effigy around to twist up the rope. After enough turns, the culprit let go and headed for the rear door. Once released, the effigy began spinning, and the gold leaf katana with it. The handle of the katana then hit the sliding lock, locking the door. A difficult trick, but remember that the lock was so loose it moved at the slightest touch. The culprit also would have had the opportunity to attempt it many times. Once complete, the door was locked, but the duct tape was left behind. Perhaps the culprit noticed it, but by that point, it was too late. The room was sealed. There was no way for them to get back inside. Then, this morning, we opened up the room and discovered Angie's body. But the culprit wasn't finished. They wanted one more murder. To do that, they manipulated us into performing this seance. Of the 3 empty rooms, the middle one was chosen for the seance. I was invited by Kokichi to take Kibo's place in the seance. Tenko volunteered to be the medium, but she never imagined it would get her killed. To perform the seance, the culprit claimed they needed something for Tenko. A small stone that Himiko had brought from the courtyard. Tenko, at the culprit's request, bowed her head until it was touching the stone. That position was instrumental in making sure the murder went as planned. Next, Kokichi and I placed the iron cage over Tenko in the middle of the magic circle. The culprit then volunteered to drape the white cloth over the iron cage. He didn't realize it at the time, but that was a deliberate decision by the culprit. They needed to set up the murder weapon that was used to kill Tenko. While they were covering the cage with a cloth, they secretly placed the sickle. Finally, 4 of us placed the wooden statue on top of the cage. The culprit used the weight of the statue to keep the murder weapon in place. After the preparations were complete, we began the seance. In complete darkness, we each stood in one corner and sang the Caged Child song. When the song finished, the soul of the dead was supposed to enter the medium, but our culprit had another plan: to commit a murder in the darkness. Right after we started singing, the culprit began making their way toward Tenko. It would have been quite difficult to do in total darkness, but our culprit had a guide. They used the lines of the magic circle drawn with salt. The culprit felt for the salt and used it to guide them along. And when the culprit reached the center of the circle, they found the floorboard that had its crosspiece cut off the night before. Then lifted up their foot and stomped down hard on the floorboard. The floorboard lifted up like a seesaw and pushed Tenko's body up toward the ceiling of the cage. She was killed right before our eyes, and we didn't even see it. After committing the crime, the culprit followed the Salt back to their corner, finished the ritual, and had us light the candles. We followed the culprit's directions and removed the equipment used for the seance. And discovered Tenko's body. And while we were all focused on the body, the culprit picked up the sickle and dropped it under the floor through the hole in the corner of the room. Ironically, the final step of the murder was unwittingly carried out by us. The culprit had planned the murder so that we would unintentionally destroy some evidence. That evidence was the magic circle that the culprit used to navigate in the dark. However, the culprit didn't know that Kibo had taken a picture. He really saved us. Without that, we wouldn't know what changes were made to the circle. But now we know for certain, and we know the culprit drew the magic circle. Korekio Shinguchi, the ultimate anthropologist. You're the culprit behind these murders. That's where my detective work leads us. It all fits.
Sweet Korekio. There were times when it's necessary to admit defeat. Admit? Yeah. Okay.
So you finally admit you did it.
Unfortunately. Yes. Yes. It's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. My one regret, my only regret, was not being able to make 100 friends.
100 friends?
Like with the dead or something?
It was my dream to make 100 friends. Oh, it's so unfortunate! I was so close to 100! What are you talking about? I do not understand a word of this.
Who gives a fuck? Let's vote for this cookie bastard and be done with this already!
The man was probably killing people
Roger
to
that.
be friends.
One voting time! Coming up!
The heart racing excitement as
The heart racing excitement!
As a blackened and a spotless finally face off,
It's voting time!
Wow, this man's about to kill someone. I know it! Who will he kill?
Now then, it seems the voting has finished. Let's see the result.
All votes for him.
Who'll be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Yay. Seriously? You're correct again!
Absolutely right!
Amazing! This is the 3rd correct verdict in a row!
All right!
If you manage to get 12 correct verdicts in a row, you'll proceed to the bonus round. How's that gonna last? How's this gonna last that long?
For now.
It's finally over.
No.
No, not yet. I haven't heard his answer yet. Kyo, why? Why did you kill Angie and Tenko?
Right!
Yeah! He no need to kill them both, no matter what motive he have.
Oh?
Motive?
Hey!
Did your motive have something to do with the transfer student who was resurrected? Even if it did, though, how did that trigger a murder?
Hey!
Don't tell me. Were you actually scared of the resurrection ritual, Kaido?
Shut up!
Just shut up! I never said I was scared. The resurrection ritual has nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it? Because we're friends. I'll tell you, I never once believed in the ritual. I would never kill someone over such a silly thing as that.
What?
So it has nothing to do with the motive?
Yeah?
But then why?
Yes.
For the one that I love.
There is someone that I love.
From the bottom of my heart. Someone so dear. Someone I long for.
I love her with all my heart. And she loves me with all her heart.
Okay.
Yes. We vowed an endless love to each other. Forever bound by fate. None can come between us. We are bound by an intense love. No matter what anyone says.
What?
Breaking about your perfect love life? Fuck you. Some of us aren't that lucky. So to see this lover of yours, you had to escape?
Don't tell me.
That's why you killed Angie and Tenko? But why did you need to kill both? If you asked if I did it to escape this place, my answer would be no.
Wonderful.
Because I have no need to escape this place. The one I love is inside. Inside.
Wait!
Don't look at me. I'm not his lover.
Yeah.
We never thought. Calm down. No one would want a disgusting stuffed bitch like you anyway.
Sploosh!
What the what?
Hey!
Yo, who is it? Who's this person you love?
Hey.
Is it really one of us? When I say inside, I did not mean inside the academy. I mean inside me.
Sister.
Yes, the one I love lives inside me, my dearest sister. That's gross. That's so gross. Sister?
Wait!
Don't look at me. I'm not his sister.
Right?
Well, duh. If you were his sister, he would have killed himself already.
Wait.
Your sister? But didn't you say she was your lover?
Whatever is the matter.
It's not that difficult. My sister is my lover. Gross. Ew, don't show that again.
And she loved me so deeply.
Did she though? Maybe she didn't love you. Oh gosh.
The fact that we were siblings meant nothing to us.
What's this warning up top? No physical connection.
They called it forbidden love. But none could stop the love we shared.
It's still a gross imagery.
How I long for my sister's warmth.
She probably rejected him, and then she killed her. Then he killed her, and then now she lives in him as like a delusional personality thing. I don't know.
The only time I felt at peace was when I was enveloped in my sister's warmth.
Okay, shut up. You mean the warmth of her blood when you killed her? Like,
for my
please.
beloved sister.
I had to.
Always messing around.
You had to escape from here, right?
No.
No. I had to kill her.
Huh?
What?
Sister.
Was very sickly. She was always in and out of the hospital ever since she was a child. Because of that, she didn't have many friends. She always seemed so lonely.
However,
even if I could be her little brother and her lover, I couldn't be her friend. So I thought I'd find her some friends. Friends for my dear deceased sister.
Huh?
Deceased.
Do you understand?
My sister is now a ghost. So her friend should be ghosts too, right?
For my beloved sister.
For my sister's sake, I've killed many to send her 100 friends. They were all wonderful people, worthy of being sister's friends.
Huh?
What?
Incomprehensible.
This is too impossible to understand. Too impossible.
Sister.
Sister is very happy.
Yes.
Yo, my gosh, I can't say his name. I am very happy. Thanks to you, I am not lonely.
What?
Could it be that the lipstick version of Kyo is?
I am Korekio's older sister.
Thank you for looking after my little brother.
What?
What the hell?
Yes.
After I lost my beloved sister, I was so distraught, I nearly went mad. But sister came to save me.
I am pleased.
She visited me during one of my seances and stayed inside of me.
Sister.
Now I can see her whenever I want. I'm never lonely.
Korekio.
That's wonderful, Korekio. Your love made the impossible possible.
Are you serious?
Is this really a
I
spirit?
told you.
He's just delusional. What a sad girl who can't even believe in the power of love. It's gross. Either way, he's totally out of his mind. I mean, he killed... Sorry, I didn't say it. He killed for a dead chick. You said you killed a lot already, right? So it wasn't just the two you killed here?
What was that?
Well, what? Seems like he was already crazy before he got here. He didn't kill to escape from here. That wasn't your purpose from the get-go. You just wanted to slaughter a bunch, huh?
Unacceptable.
But do not make me out to be some bloodthirsty, indiscriminate killer. I only kill girls who I think are worthy of being sister's friends.
Huh?
Only girls? I see. So when we were deciding on who should be the medium, for that, let's choose a spiritual medium. It would be best with a girl. You said it would work best with a girl. I spent my time evaluating all the girls here.
Wonderful.
And besides Maki and Miu, they were all worthy. All worthy of being sister's friends. All worthy?
Why, you...
Hey, how come I'm not included? I mean, not like I care. Then the second victim could have been me. Tenko died in place of me. Then I'll do it. I can't think of anyone but me that Angie's spirit should go in. No, I'll do it.
Excellent.
Himiko would have been great, but Tenko volunteering made me so happy. Her noble, earnest heart made her a perfect friend for sister.
Wonderful.
She even infiltrated the student council to protect Himiko. Huh? Infiltrated? Really?
But...
How did you? It was obvious to me. I have studied many people. Yes.
Can this be?
She stood up against the darkness of this school all by herself. All for her beloved friend.
Beautiful.
I was so touched by that. Wonderful. She was a perfect friend for sister. I can't understand why you didn't like her, Himiko.
Well.
Though, I was planning on having you become sister's friend, too, eventually.
No way!
What, you do all that for... Wow, you did all that just to kill? For you to go that far, that's pretty impressive. You were interested in the caged child just so you could use it to kill someone, right?
Let's see.
It interested me as an anthropologist, of course, but more than that.
For my beloved sister.
I wanted to kill for sister. I cannot deny that overpowering feeling. Yeah, it's gross. He's gross, right?
Are you okay?
Kyo, are you okay? You look kind of pale. Don't worry about it. Just focus on Kyo right now. Allow me to explain, though. I did not plan to kill both of them. I knew I would have plenty of chances after escaping this place.
However,
But Angie walked in on me preparing, and I ended up killing her a different way. So I figured I may as well kill someone else, too. After all, it would be a shame to just waste the seance trick that I prepared.
What is that?
You're talking like you killed her just because you could. No, not just because I could. I was sending another friend to sister.
Correctio.
You're just a thoughtful little brother, but it was bad to get greedy.
Oh dear.
You're right. Because of that, now I can't send 100 friends to sister. Do you understand now? Those were the circumstances of Kurokyo's crime. I do not understand. This is all too impossible for me to understand.
Why?
But that's right. Killing 2 friends for your dead sister?
But how?
That's wrong. That's so wrong. Oh, don't get so worked up. There's something I learned after sister's death.
Do not worry.
Death only changes a person's form. The soul lives on as a ghost.
That's right.
Even though I'm a ghost now, I'm always by Kyo, I can't say his name, side.
Sister.
Thank you, sister. I love you. Cut it out already.
What was that?
I don't understand anything you're saying. Nothing making sense. It's not fair. Why did Angie and Tenko have to die for something so unfair?
Well,
Because death is unfair.
and another thing.
All deaths are unfair deaths. Why do you think news stations get such high ratings when they're reporting about deaths? Because everyone likes unfair deaths.
Maybe.
Well, if you look at it like that, this whole killing game embodies that philosophy, right? Gifted high school students forced to play a killing game. Man, if people were watching this, they would get a kick out of it. If people were watching this?
Shut up!
Knock off the bullshit. Only sick fucks would enjoy watching this.
You got me.
Hell yeah! If I wasn't in this killing game, I would have so much fun watching.
So then,
The nature of this killing game is yet shrouded in mystery, but my role in it is over. I have finished my explanation to you, friends.
sister.
I think I shall go and see her now, my beloved sister.
Sister.
I was unable to send her 100 friends, but at least I can see her again now.
Correccio.
It's alright, sweet Kurekio. Come to me.
Oh.
Looks like you're already prepared. Now, let's get started.
It's punishment time!
Huh?
Punishment time.
Sister.
My beloved sister. At long last, I'll finally get to see you again.
That's right.
Yes, from now on, no one will try to stop us. We can be together without having to hide our love from others. Well, wait, I can't accept this!
Therefore,
Like I said, there's no such thing as a death that can be accepted.
from an anthropological point of view,
Why do you think so many different cultures have funeral rites? Why do you think rumors of ways to resurrect the dead never cease?
yes.
The living must find a reason, however forced, to accept death when it happens. How you come to terms with death also determines how you live, yes?
What was that?
What?
I.
That was the answer I reached. How about you? How will you live a life that faces death?
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For the ultimate anthropologist, Kyo Shingugi.
I shall observe.
I will watch over you all as a ghost. As your friend, I will watch over you.
That's right.
It won't be just me and Kyo. All those who died will be watching. I'll be watching to see how you face the death of your friends.
Humanity is beautiful.
I'll be watching forever and ever.
It's punishment time!
My voice is sore. Gosh. What position is this? Kind of risque. This boy is about to kill one of the siblings. I know for a fact. Are you gonna push someone? Are you gonna push someone off? Like, tell me. Yeah. That's kind of... Oh. That's kind of gross. That's really gross. Like, being boiled alive? I don't want to see it! It's gross! Stop! What?
Help, Gory!
No, Monodam, why?
How can this be?
Well, what the? To think my cute child would commit suicide.
Yay!
Ah, it's so cute! It's so freaking cute that he would kill himself because he couldn't get along. Monodam committed suicide. Had I known this would happen, I would have been nicer to him. The only reason Monodam obsessed over getting along was because everyone but me bullied him.
That's right.
Yes, the Anomono Cubs drove him to suicide, but not me. Hey, who's Monodam? You already forgot? That's kind of scary.
Well, now.
Well, looks like another class trial has wrapped up without incident, so I'm gonna take back this here Necromonicon. Seems like a waste, though. You guys sure you don't want to use it? You guys should have brought someone back to life and added them to your roster. Just shut up. How long are you gonna keep talking about that?
I told you.
Ignore him. The whole resurrection ritual is obviously a lie. He's just trying to shake us mentally to get us to panic.
What's the point?
I'm assuming you'll think another murder will happen if you do that, right? Who can say? What a waste. If none of you are gonna use it, you should have let me have it. Then I could have resurrected one of my dead siblings. Which one? Well, I don't know. They were all pretty terrible, actually. Wait, did one of us die? I could have sworn it'd been just the two of us this whole time.
Oh, yeah.
It's too bad you missed your chance to raise the dead. That's what you get for doubting me. Too bad.
So long. Farewell.
Oh, man. Even now, he still talks about raising the dead.
Always messing around.
Man, this is stupid. What people believe in is up to them, but living people shouldn't have to suffer because of the dead.
Of course!
The living are more precious than the dead, no matter what. That's not something a coward like you should say. Shut up, leave me alone. But that's one thing this case taught me. I thought there was a god watching over us, but there isn't after all, not in this academy. Yeah, you're right.
You're right.
Well, that's why we have to work together, right? Face it together. Our ultimate talents are the best weapons we have.
Going to do his best.
Then going to do his best to protect it. To keep everyone safe. Going to want to protect everyone. But your talent is entomology. I don't want Suichi to use his ultimate talent anymore. I'm getting sick of class trials.
You're right.
Ah, yes, you're right. Hey, your talent as an assassin is way more trouble. When are you gonna use that, huh?
Okay.
I'll work hard. until everyone trusts my ultimate talent.
Mhm.
Huh?
That's right.
It may not be possible now, but I'll put in the effort so everyone can trust me. I won't run away anymore. I want to survive and escape this place with everyone. Maki. I see. I wonder how long that'll last. What if your true calling as a killer shows? Don't underestimate her. Maki Roll's one of my sidekicks.
Got a minute?
I don't remember being your sidekick. Also, didn't I tell you to stop calling me Maki Roll?
Oh.
Oh, you guys are so close. This must be the powerful bond of friendship. But I would have preferred it to happen sooner, especially not after losing 7 people. You're right, only 9 people left now. Well, what do you know, the dumbass can do basic math. That's right, 7 pieces of shit have been flushed away and only 9 remain.
Actually,
By that calculation, doesn't that make you one of the pieces?
But
Just 9 of us.
Well, you know.
Humans are like weeds, too numerous to count. 7 of us dead doesn't mean much in the end.
Shit.
That's totally what the heartless robot is thinking, right? Right?
How rude.
No, I'm not thinking that. You blatant robophobia is simply inexcusable.
But you know,
But hey, none of us gave up, right? I know we're all gonna escape. I'm not gonna rely on a god, spirit, or the dead.
I believe in you.
Just you guys. I believe in all of you.
okay.
Kaito.
Well, of course.
You're right. Those of us who remain can start over.
Hey.
Hold up, Keyboy. Needs to apologize to everyone for the whole student council thing. And there's only one kind of apology that I'm willing to accept.
How exciting.
Yank your head off and smash it onto the ground with all your strength. Got that?
No way.
I have never heard of such an intense form of an apology. It seems like everything is settled for now. Even though we're missing her.
You all right?
Himiko, are you okay? Anything Gonta can do to help, you can tell Gonta.
Hey.
I think we should let her have some space for now. That might be best for her.
Okay.
I remember how I felt.
Oh.
Gonta understand.
You're so dumb.
God, Himiko is such a liar.
Because I'm a liar.
Personally, I don't think lies are exactly a bad thing. Let's face it, you wouldn't have any free will if the world were compromised with just the truth. But even then, I don't think it's good to lie to yourself, you know.
right?
What are you saying? Think about Himiko's feelings a little bit.
Nuh-uh.
I only said this because I thought about
Because?
it. Himiko's been lying to herself about her own feelings, so she's been holding back.
Hey!
Hey, what are you repressing? Why are you trying so hard to hold back? What? Hold back? Expressing your feelings is perfectly natural. You shouldn't feel ashamed at that. If you feel like crying while you're talking to Angie, go ahead and cry your eyes out. You'll feel better when you do. Well, I mean, laughing makes you feel better too. And venting your anger onto something can really cheer you up. Train your heart by crying, laughing, and venting your anger, Himiko. Tenko, Angie, I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely without you two. But I gotta survive. I still can't go to where you are. But I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely without the both of you. Himiko.
Damn it.
Damn it. Himiko cried for a long time. She cried as if she was releasing all the emotions she had bottled up inside. Before we knew it, as if lured by her doing so, we began to cry. The tears we shed, I can't even describe it. We were crying about what we had been through and what was to come. Sadness, hatred, frustration, discord, anger, love, tears filled with emotion. But at the very least, they weren't tears of submission. They were tears to push us forward. After a while, Himiko finally calmed down. However...
Is she hard to carry, Gonta?
Nah.
No, she's fine.
She's sleeping very peacefully.
She's all tuckered out after crying. Robots sleep well after leaking their oils too, right?
I have told you many times that I do not use oil as my fuel source.
But wow, that really surprised me. She passed out as soon as she stopped crying.
Yeah, but she looks so peaceful sleeping like that.
She probably felt better after letting it all out, don't you think?
Yeah, I hope so.
Then Gonta carry Himiko to her room.
Make sure you focus real good on your back, you hear me? You'll need that focus if you want to feel her little mosquito bites.
Oh my gosh.
There's no way he'd do such a thing. Gonta is a gentleman after all.
While we were heading back to the dorms, I suddenly noticed Kaido had stopped in his tracks. Kaido, what's wrong? Oh, nothing. I just wanted to get some night air. Don't worry about me. Go on ahead.
Huh?
Ah, are you sure?
No.
Anyway, don't do something like this again, okay? If you dislike scary things, then you should have said so earlier. I thought you were You're worried about me? Yeah, worried about your stupidity. Still haven't warmed up to me, huh?
But
Maybe not, but I feel like the walls we had up are coming down a little, you know? Perhaps those walls were her enemies. It seems like she doesn't want to wait anymore.
Got it.
Yeah, 'cause of me.
okay.
Yeah, maybe, but you sound like you're breaking, Kaido.
Huh.
But like I said, I'm gonna get some air before I go back. You can go on ahead.
Okay.
Sure, got it. See you tomorrow. Yeah, see you tomorrow. After our goodbyes, I returned to my dorm room. I didn't notice what was going on with Kaido. You're bleeding?
Damn it.
Are you dying?
I don't have time to be dying. I still haven't gone into space yet.
So he's been dying for a while, I guess.
Damn it. No way am I gonna die here. No way.
Transfer student from beyond the grave.